Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180. 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and improve your life. Today is episode 144 of the Daily 180, and we're continuing our series talking about awareness. Today we're going to be talking about the mental-emotional facet. And I want to share with you something that was shared with me probably, it's going on about 20 years ago, by a very good friend and mentor of mine who has since passed away. But his impact upon me has never stopped. It's been pretty profound, in fact. I remember there was a day, and this was something that he had received from a mentor of his, and it was a day when we were working on a business project together. We were driving around. I can't remember whether it was late in the night or early in the day, but I do remember that I was being kind of a pill. I was not necessarily focused very well. I wasn't concentrating on things very clearly. I certainly wasn't maintaining very much of a positive attitude. For those of you who know me, you know that's possible, but unlikely in the current phase where I'm at. But there was a period of time where it was pretty common. And I was struggling. I was struggling huge. And I remember this guy looking at me and he said to me, "Todd, what do you think about when you don't have to think about anything else?" I stopped dead in my tracks and I looked at him and I said, "What?" He said, "You heard me. What do you think about when you don't have to think about anything else?" And I was like, I think about all kinds of stuff. I think about whether or not I got enough gas in the car. I think about whether or not we're paying our bills. I think about, and this is what's going on in my head, right? I think about whether or not my wife is happy at home. I think about whether or not the kids got to bed on time. I think about whether or not we got enough clean clothes. I think about whether or not I got projects at home that I'm ignoring because I'm out here doing extra work at this period of time. That was what was going on inside my head. And of course what I said was, "Oh," like most of us do, right? And he looked at me and he said, and then he said, "Oh, okay." And we just drove for a little while longer. And I looked at him and I said, "Why do you ask? Why do you ask? Why do you want to know?" And he said something that has forever changed the way that I think about life. He said, "Whatever it is that you think about when you don't have to think about anything else, that's what you live your life by. That's what you pursue." Now, I've heard the same kind of thing and had been exposed to that kind of wisdom ages before. A little book that I've read, and I think I've talked about it on these series of videos before, called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Wonderful little tome. You can read it in less than an hour, I think, if you go quick. Less than an hour and a half if you go slow. But in that, he talks about whatever our dominating thought is, that controls our lives, that we live our life by, and that we become. My challenge to you today, in terms of awareness, with the mental, emotional facet is, become aware of what you think about when you don't have to be thinking about something else. That might give you a clue as to where your life is headed. And if you don't like the answer that you come up with, change. My name is Todd Wente. This has been the Daily 180. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you next time.